Further, this weekend, Rolin Hill's family reflecting and remembering his life with a vigil. News 3's Erica Craven shares sentiments from his family.
What I put together will tell the story about my son.
Stanley Hill tells a crowd that his firstborn son, Rolin Hill, who grew up playing sports and became an Eagle Scout, is his hero.
He became a great hero on June the 10th. He was an organ donor. LifeNet was able to find organ matches for my son's heart, liver, and 2 kidneys, in which he saved 4 lives immediately. So he's my hero.
Last June, police took Rolin Hill into custody after he was accused of trespassing at this 7-Eleven. He was brought here to Virginia Beach's Correctional Center, where he was restrained and later he died. In court documents, deputies claimed Hill had been uncooperative and combative at the time of restraint. At Saturday's vigil, the group wore green buttons, the color for mental health awareness. Sister Shane Hill says her brother was a giver to the end.
That was you, the most selfless person I know.
Their memories remain as time goes on.
Yesterday, we headed in the right direction to get you justice. I told you we were going to fix this and make this right, and we are.
We're going to stay strong, and the only thing we wish for is justice for my son.
The 3 former deputies charged in the death have turned themselves in and are scheduled to appear in court Monday. In Virginia Beach, Erica Craven, News 3.
And look, so they can lock up black entertainers, they can lock up gang members and give them no bond. But when it comes to these cops, when it comes to these correctional officers, they get bond. Make that make sense. But before I go all the way in on this video, I want to say shout out to Ryland's sister. She sent me all this information because no one is talking about it. And I love that she didn't give up on her brother, the justice for her brother, because some families just give up. Some families just move on and act like nothing ever happened. So I really love that. But I want to read something she sent me because a lot of times these articles, they don't tell you the full story. Video footage shows them not only punching him in the face and his body while he was in the restraint, they also kneeled on his neck and his torso, denied him water when he asked, and then left him in the cell unconscious for approximately 6 to 7 minutes without oxygen. For months, they stated it was a medical emergency, when in fact, the medical examiner determined it was homicide. Ryland died from medical and positional asphyxia. So you telling me for months, these people were lying and said it was a medical emergency. That's the reason why he died. All along, it was a homicide. And they got the nerve to tell us that the Crips are the largest and the most dangerous gang in America. They lied. This is the most dangerous gang in America. But let's get into this article so I can show y'all how cold these people really are. And this article is by WTKR Norfolk. It was published January the 8th, 2025. Virginia Beach, Virginia. 3 former Virginia Beach deputies accused of murder in the death of Rolin Hill, who died in the hospital after suffering a medical emergency while in jail last June, were all granted bond Wednesday morning. Eric Baptiste, 39, of Virginia Beach, Michael Kidd, 39, of Chesapeake, and Kevin Wilson, 34, are charged with second-degree murder, according to the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. Baptiste and Kidd also face assault and battery charges, with 5 counts against Baptiste and 2 against Kidd. And look, this the cold part. All this happened last June, and it took them 7 months to arrest these dudes. It took them 7 months to arrest these cops, and a bond was only $5,000. Look, his sister told me not just $5,000. No, they have to pay that. They had to pay $500 a piece. That's it. You see the disrespect? When the last time you heard of a bond set for $5,000 for second-degree murder and battery? Make that make sense. I'm telling you, these people love to disrespect us. And you know it's Virginia. You already know how they feel about our people. I told you, the game is cold. The body cam footage was cut down to 4 minutes in court. In the video played in court with audio, the deputies can be heard telling Hill to stop resisting while he is being punched in the neck and head area. In other parts of the video, you can see someone with their knee on his neck. At one point in the video showed in court, Hill is stripped fully nude with his stomach on the ground. The defense argued that it's not usual for all clothes to be removed in this situation. And look, I'm going to put the actual video in the description so y'all can see it. But I'm starting to think that these type of murders are hits sent from higher power, because you had one of the cops say, "Oh, we were just taking orders." And you heard his dad say in the beginning of the video, his dad said, "My son is an organ donor." So make that make sense. And in my opinion, those cops, forget prison. They deserve the same beating that Ryland Hill got. Forget all that prison talk. If you unalive a man handcuffed, he can't defend himself, you deserve to get that same beating. Forget prison, because if we keep letting this slide, they gonna keep doing it over and over again, because the judges don't care. Like I said, this is Virginia. They don't care about black people. This is Virginia we talking about. They gave these dudes a $500 bond. Ryland Hill's life is worth $500. Make that make sense. Prosecutors said after deputies leave Hill lying on the floor, over 6 minutes go by until someone checks on him. CPR was then performed, but Hill was already dead at that point, prosecutors added. So you telling me these cowards beat Rolin Hill, they put him back in the cell, and they let him lay on the ground for 6 to 7 minutes unconscious, and when they saw that he was dead, then they decided to do CPR on him. I told you the game is cold, and I'm tired of hearing people say, "Oh man, all cops not bad. It's some good cops." Well, where they at? When Robert Brooks got beat upstate New York in prison by 18 correctional officers, where are the good cops? When Rolin Hill just got beat by 3 cops, where are the good cops? When Messiah Natwe got beat by 15 correctional officers, 22 years old, 15 correctional officers beat him to death. Where are the good cops? I'm tired of hearing that shit. It seems like the good cops are quiet, so they have to suffer. And in my opinion, you black, once you put that badge on, you are the ops, because nobody's speaking up for us. You don't hear no good cop going on YouTube, going on Instagram, going on TV, going on TikTok, and speaking up for black men or black women that's being unalived by cops while they handcuffed. You don't hear no good cop saying anything about this. They just quiet. And guess what? There's more. Eric Baptiste, his trial date is September 25th, 2025. Michael Kidd's trial date is October 14th, 2025. Kevin Wilson's trial date is November the 10th, 2025. So you telling me it took you 7 months to arrest and charge these cops, and we gotta wait till the fall. We gotta wait till fall time to start the trial dates. I'm telling you, the game is cold, because if that was me, if I was to unalive somebody in June of last year, my trial date would be September. My trial date would be August, because they ready to put me in prison right away. But it's crazy how they don't keep the same energy when they can lock up our gang members, when they can lock up the black entertainers, and they just keep them in jail. But these dudes get a $500 bond. I'm telling you, make it make sense. And to my black people, I feel like we finally waking up. I know we're not perfect. I know we still have some work to do, but it's coming along. I feel like we're not letting shit slide anymore, because stuff like this used to happen and people didn't talk about it. Or we'll talk about it for 1 week and we'll move on. But no, we're not letting shit slide this year. We got a lot of cases to keep up with, because when we commit crimes, especially on video, you go unallow somebody on video and watch what they do to you. You're not getting no bond date, because they saw you on video. These cops, these correctional officers, they continue to get bonds, and not just any bond for $100,000, $200,000. They getting out of jail for $2,500, $500. That's the price of our life. And to me, that's disrespectful. So to you 3 stooges, to you 3 cowards that unalived Ryland Hill, I know you probably thought that we didn't care about this case. I know you probably thought that we wouldn't hear about it, or we'll probably forget, but you're wrong. I'm going to see y'all in the fall, and welcome to hell. I'm out.